Another day, another failure for the altcoin market. We tried to break out again and we got rejected again. Time is still running out when these two lines come together, which are the most important lines that determine if altcoins are in a bear or a bull market. Or a bull market, sorry, that was Dutch. So let's take a look at that. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't, turn on the bell notification and smack that like button. You would help me a lot. You would help yourself a lot as well, as we want to grow together. Of course, now the total 3. Yesterday it had a little green day, of course. This is the daily chart, and we tried to go to the upside of this wedge. And today we woke up, at least, you know, the people that did, and when they looked at the charts, they saw this, and yeah, that's basically what happened. These are not big moves, of course, right? But it is saying at least that the strength of the bulls in this altcoin market is basically nowhere to be found yet. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out. I still think that we are going to break to the downside of this falling wedge, which is quite a lot down, right? That would mean new lows. These were the January lows, December lows of the altcoin market. A lot of people were calling for the bottom. I think we will see a new one. I do think that the Bitcoin bottom is in still though, but altcoins not so much, most of them not, probably some, but overall I think that this trend is still intact. And there's another chart I would like to show you that backs it up a little bit, but it's quite funny still that if you look on this chart right here, it's what I said in one of the last videos and it's still valid. Basically, we have this diagonal line which goes back to November 2021 as big major leading resistance basically. Then we have the 50, the 100 and the 200 weighted moving average as resistance as well. These are probably the most important moving averages you should take a look at. And then if we look on the weekly chart as well, the bull market support band, right? So this is all resistance, right? So major resistance. Now, if we take a look what's there as support, yeah, not much. We have this horizontal right here. That's it. All right, and horizontals and all that kind of stuff, it matters a lot, definitely, for sure. So I'm not saying we cannot hold this line, but if I look at how much resistance there is compared to the amount of support that we have, the resistance is stronger. But who knows, we might go break to the upside. I would bet my money on the fact that we will break to the downside. And it's now very, very interesting. Like I said in one of the last videos, either we break this diagonal for the first time since the bear market started, aka that would really change the structure of this current altcoin market to the positive, or we break this horizontal line, which would mean that our last resistance is gone and that we will see way lower levels, right? And these two lines cross around the 12th of June. Okay, so that's not long from now. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, that would happen by then. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow, right? We could break up either way, but here, and it's usually not that we will see something like this. Right, that usually could also happen. Maybe the move is not so interesting as I'm making it. I think the move is quite interesting, because if we do break to the upside, yeah, then this resistance is gone, and that's a big level. That was what was holding us back, right, the whole time. And if we do break to the downside, yeah, then as well, I feel like, yeah, then we won't do like something like this, I think. And well, maybe exactly at this point and here find some support. But overall, there's not much here anymore, right? So there's a long way down in that case. Also, if we take a look what Bitcoin did, check this out. Bitcoin on the daily chart. So Bitcoin, it came down slightly more than 2%, right? Then if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, how much that came down, it came down not even 0.2%, right? So we could say that, yeah, and I was very much zoomed in, so it looks like a big candle, right? But if we just zoom like however we have this chart over here, you see that's basically nothing. So although Bitcoin is coming down now, the Bitcoin dominance is staying quite healthy. So also that suggests that the money is flowing from altcoin into bitcoins, bro. That's basically what it is, right? And now I'm even more, but I'm still in the camp like, if bitcoin at a certain point, you know, bounces to the upside, there are two possibilities right now. Sorry for being all over the place. In my opinion, two possibilities. Either bitcoin goes down hard, or a little bit, but bitcoin goes down. Overall, that would drive the altcoin market down as well, right? No room anymore here, okay? Not a lot at least, right? So if Bitcoin goes down, altcoins are screwed. On the other hand, if Bitcoin goes up, so far, the Bitcoin dominance is following that, right? And the Bitcoin dominance is holding up pretty well right now. So if Bitcoin goes up and the dominance follows that, then it could definitely mean that the dominance could break out of the range where we are in right now. And that would mean that altcoins will bleed against Bitcoin. Now, the stupid thing is that a lot of altcoins already lost support on their Bitcoin pair. So let me show you that. This is Games for a Living, by the way. Fuck my life, really. I was in this pre-sale, took my profits, and it skyrocketed after that. Yeah, great. But a lot of altcoins already lost support against their Bitcoin pairs. Cardano, like if you look at Cardano, let's all put it on the weekly, right? This is Cardano on Bitcoin pair, right? What is it doing? Lower lows, lower highs. Like it's one crash after the other. Cardano looks like shit. Just going off this row. Arweave made a low like 2 weeks ago. Like there is no more, like if this is it, this right here, that's it, right? So if the dominance goes up, then we are going into price discovery mode through hell, right, to the downside. And that's where the capitulation to buy altcoins begins, right? So, and it sounds bad, but it depends totally on you if you prepared for it or not. If you are fully into altcoins already, yeah, then you are now taking a huge risk, because altcoins could bounce from here, definitely. And if you really like an altcoin and you have no position at all, you could gamble on the fact that you might want to dollar cost already a little bit right now, definitely. But if you want to go on the bigger buys, or if you are already too much into altcoins, then you should at least be prepared for the fact that you might face some temporary losses, and some big temporary losses. I can see altcoins come down 60% in the coming months, easy. And I'm not saying it will. So maybe in, I don't know, September, October, November, and it didn't exactly happen. Don't come at me like, oh, you suck, find a job. Like, I know. It's not me predicting stuff, right? It's just me talking about what's likely, in my opinion, and what are the possibilities, at least. But that's how altcoins are looking. Yeah, there are tons of examples to be made. If you look at AVAX, for example, also on their Bitcoin pair, yeah, of this cycle, it's sitting at its lows again. And a lot of them do, right? A lot of them don't. I know it's not that every altcoin, and I'm not necessarily picking the ones that suck to back up my thesis right here. But a lot of them, they just don't look good. Illuvium, I said for months like, I'm not buying Illuvium. I like the project a lot. And therefore, I'm not buying it, right? Doesn't make sense maybe, but if I like Illuvium, I want to get the biggest bag as possible, right? So I'm not throwing my money away right here, while it's now already 2 times as low, for example, right? It just doesn't really look that good. There is Magic, good project, also finally coming down. And that's the thing in the bear market. When something runs, people like to ape in when it is running or when it already ran, right? And then you'll see what happens after that. And this is where the smart people step in, right? At least for now. Maybe it will come down here, and that's where they're smart, but not like there, right? And a lot of them, they don't look good. Also Cetify, and also on its dollar pair, by the way, I don't have the Bitcoin pair right here, but it also finally broke this, and I've drawn this like this, yeah. So, but it's yeah, it sucks. That's not what you say about that. Superverse, Bitcoin pair, you know, it's like, it's not looking that good, man. I mean, higher highs, lower low, God, lower highs, lower lows. All right, ultra project that I really like, but this was the November high, I think. Yeah, so still going down, lower lows, lower highs. So conclusion, the altcoin market is like my hairline, pulling back, right? So fuck. You want to be prepared for that, right? You want to be prepared for that. Now, some altcoins are picking up some steam, and some might say, oh yeah, look at Volker Forge, for example, sitting in a perfect range since a year already. Now, it was at the lower side of the range. Wasn't it a good buy? Well, if you look at the Bitcoin valuation, you see this. This is not sideways. This is down, right? So although Volker Forge on its dollar pair might have gone a little sideways, yeah, why buy it then, right? It didn't do anything. You could have better bought Bitcoin in that case, right? Because this, now it's lower, it's the same, it's worth the same against Bitcoin still. So yeah. So yeah, with that being said, if you, again, if you look at the Bitcoin dominance, then it's quite funny. Again, I would like to overlay Bitcoin with it, and it gives you a little perspective on what's going on right here. So the orange line is Bitcoin, all right? We all know that. And this is what we see right now. So look at this. Bitcoin, it's really going down now, right? So this is funny, because Bitcoin is sitting now at the same level as where it was over here, right? That was this candle again. Here, the Bitcoin dominance was 46%, 46.5%, right? Now Bitcoin again is at the same price, right? So Bitcoin, the price hasn't changed, but the dominance is sitting almost at 48% now. So although Bitcoin has stayed the same, more money compared to altcoins has going into Bitcoin. So altcoins bleed. And it looks, the dominance looks really strong, if you ask me lately, right? The dominance really looks strong. Again, for the people that missed that or just like to hear things 300 times, the Bitcoin dominance, every time we got up there, for the last 2 years, we've been in this range, right? And every time we got there, we stayed there for a couple of days and we found a pretty hard rejection, which led us into, yeah, a mini alt season, however you want to call it, right? At least altcoins doing good against Bitcoin, especially here in June last year, because while this happened, altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin, and even Bitcoin was going up against the dollar. So altcoins went up a lot against the dollar, right? But every time we got there, we get rejected quite fast. Now we are here in this range for 2 months already, instead of like 2 days, right? So that's a huge difference. And all these moving average right here, which we had as resistance, right? At first, yeah, this as resistance, bull market support band, 50 weighted moving average. This moving average right here a little bit. This moving average. Now we got all of them as support. So these moving averages will slowly, you'll already see it, they start to turn, right? It's not going really that down anymore. It starts to turn because the dominance is going up. These are going up as well. So at a certain point, if the dominance goes down, yeah, then there's a bigger chance that we bounce along the way, since we have so much support right there, right? That we did not have over here. Therefore, we had that free fall so hard, right? We got rejected by the bull market support band, came all the way down because there was nothing to catch us up. Now, if we get rejected by something, right, they can all catch us up. So therefore, I'm really cautious with altcoins, and it will make sense that that could happen, and how the altcoin market will react when it comes to the dollar pair, right? Because that's also sitting at resistance right now. So I still expect a big move, and I expect that big move to be to the downside. It's not that I hope it's going to be to the downside. It's not that I hope that it's going to be to the upside. I'm prepared for both scenarios. Both scenarios will benefit me and will hurt me in a certain way. But I do think that at the end of the day, the lower we go and the more prepared you are, the more you can make of it, of course, right? I mean, buy low, sell high. That's like you can already buy here, but we're sitting pretty high on the altcoin market, right? So what's there really to gain from this point? And it maybe doesn't look like it, but going back to like we are now from the top of the altcoin market, we are now 70% down, right? But if you look at the previous bear market, what the altcoin market did on total, we went down on the first run already 91%, and this one was a little lower even. So 91, 92%, right? That's a huge, it doesn't sound like a lot, like, oh, 20% difference, what does it matter? 20% from this point to here is a lot, right? It can easily give you a 50x instead of a 20x or something like that if we go up, right? So that's where the life-changing money is coming in. Now, the DXY is also starting to show some strength, and that's the reason also why Bitcoin is going down a little bit right now. Now, yeah, if I look at the DXY on the weekly, it is like, yeah, it's quite early in the week. I don't want to make any assumptions or something, but the DXY, if you want Bitcoin to go up, you want the DXY to go down, and now you got to pray, because it's the bull market support band is like, the DXY was really flying since the bear market started, even earlier from May 2021. This thing was going parabolic, right? We had support by the bull market support band right here. Every time we came down, we found support there and got up again, right? By the time we really broke that bull market support band, it was a long way down, and we got rejected by the bull market support band over here as well. But now we are in a new attempt, and it looks like, yeah, I don't know. I can't make any conclusions. I mean, we had a big fake out over here. We could have the same thing. But if we break this level, then it could be really ugly for Bitcoin and altcoins. But we have to see. I mean, the bull market support band comes in right there. The 100 weighted moving average comes in right there. We have this horizontal line, which is definitely something. So there is some resistance for the DXY at the moment. So we're going to see how that is going to play out. And overall, that's what we're going to wrap it up with. I just love to give you these regular updates on the crypto market, and I will keep doing that, even though if it looks like not a lot has changed, because the smallest moves can make a big difference. And this is, by the way, the total stable coin market, which is since April 2022. People are like, okay, no more stable coins. But yeah, if it's also not going into crypto, then where it is going, to people's bank account. People don't give a shit anymore, right? And that's the last thing. If you look at the social metrics, by the way, yeah, you see the people are giving up. You just see the interest fading away, right? With the social metrics, they were sitting at 1 in the bull market. Now we are sitting at 0.2. And it can definitely be lower. So this is really the point where well, you won't see any views on my YouTube, no new subscribers. You won't hear people talk about it, not on Twitter, no more alt season, meme season, whatever. It's done, it's gone, it's like ghost town, right? And that's exactly the point where you are going to doubt, like, shit, maybe I should give up. And that's exactly the point where you should go crazy in crypto, because every time that happens is when where the market bottoms, right? And where you have the best entry to change your life. So it's hard to have conviction while nobody else has, but I am here every day, not giving up, sick, vacation, pregnant, maybe less, I don't know. I'm here every day. And I will stay pushing that crypto is not going anywhere. Things are getting harder, really. When this is going down, that's the hardest point. Not when the price is going down, when this is going down. When nobody gives a shit. When you feel like, am I the only one left with conviction? I give up. That's why it's the hardest. And that's why I step in with my stupid hat and be like, hey, crypto, please. Please don't give up. Guys, that's it for now. Like the video if you like the video. Turn on the bell notification. Subscribe to the channel. Join our Telegram group as well.